I was coaching somebody the other day.
You're looking at me. I'm not in the freaking.
So I was coaching somebody the other day, and we were talking about the reality of how to make things change. And so I said, what can I do to help your life? And he said, well, can you give me some advice? I said, no, I'd like to keep coaching you.
Right.
And what that led to was the reality of the way that I got my body to change was I hyper-focused on a situation where I would actually spend 20 minutes every morning and 20 minutes every night meditating. And during that process, I'd put a picture in my head of what I wanted to look like. Mm-hmm. So as I was going through this bodybuilding situation and I wasn't getting lean and my body wasn't responding and I was starting to panic, and I just decided I was going to calm down and I was going to sit with myself for a moment. I was going to tell my body what I wanted it to look like. And even the day before I stood on stage, I didn't think I looked like that. It wasn't until I saw a picture that I went, holy crap, it worked.
Yeah.
Because I still was struggling to see it, but I was so focused on it that when I got on that stage and I looked at that picture, I was like, I did it.
I arrived.
Like I did it. It actually worked, right? And I believe that to be the path to life, that you actually have to spend time focusing and imagining, and this is where you create from the unknown. Like none of us believe in the unknown, yet we can go down the street trying to predict all these things. Like, is that person going to cut me off? Am I going to hit this red light? We try to predict all these things constantly. It's how we spend most of our day. However, when that truck sideswipes you, you realize that the unknown does exist, and that's where things really get created. So because you were so focused on all these bad things, I believe that's where that accident happened. Yeah. Because you were attracting it.
Intro music.
Isn't that like...
That's his go-to music.
But isn't that like a cowboy song?
I did picture a cowboy.
Yeah. I think it is.
It's the beard that's doing it to you.
Anyway, welcome to the show. Welcome to Talk Hall Podcast. We have an amazing show for you guys tonight. One of the best shows you're ever going to see, because we have the one and the only, the best special guest. I'm not going to reveal his name right now because this man right here. What's your name, sir?
My name's still Brian Gordon.
Hey, my name's still Marty Norman, and we have the best guest on. We have Andrew Tate on the show tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate is here with us live in New York. Fudge.
Is this show released at night? Because he said night.
Yeah,
tonight. Welcome to the night.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway, for me, it's 4:30. It's nap time where we're recording. Anyway, we have Brian Kendrick on the show, Mr. Brian Kendrick. Round of applause.
Thought he had the button.
Hey, Chris never plays with the buttons. I don't understand.
No, that's not a freaking enthusiast. That's not a good welcome.
That's the right one. That's it.
It's not Andrew Tate.
Womp, womp, womp. Oh, anywho.
Drastic failure on the, we spent $1,000 on that machine and we don't know how to use it.
We shouldn't even give him buttons.
And what is that button? Like, that's not even...
Magical.
That's what happens every time I open the door.
Explain what's going on with society today. Hit it again, Chris.
Wah, wah.
Basically.
Oh, that's it. Halloween type music.
Perfect.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, welcome to the show. We're going to talk about some stuff today. It's probably going to pee you off, upset you. What's the word they're using nowadays?
Offended?
Offend. We're probably, offended. We are 100% going to offend you if you are any political side, left, right, in between, middle, gay, lesbian, straight, homophobic. Anything. We're going to offend you today. That's our goal. So we're here to offend you. We're here to make you think. We're here to have you think outside the box. So, which box do I refer to, Brian?
Hold on. My lawyer's calling. He said, get out now.
He's got the same attorney as the feminine. I mean, Eminem.
Jesus.
Yeah.
When are they going to come out with the movie titles that have a different rating now, for offended?
Maybe offended.
Yeah.
What would that be? X
or just O? Just one big O.
One big O.
This movie is rated O for you're gonna get offended. Sorry, Chris.
Anywho, now we do our very best to keep it between the lines.
Speak for yourself.
I do anyway. I don't want to get canceled. My partner here, Can you say partner without people
Yes.
thinking of a sexual?
It's okay.
That's okay. This is my partner.
We went there
take
right
showers
out
together.
the gate.
It's all right.
I can't believe we're starting out like this right out the gate.
And so, guys, please like and subscribe. Send us
Yes.
over to your friends because this is going to be a wild show. It might even be a part 2. Might be a part 2. Brian, what's going on with you in this world today,
I
man?
can't think. You said lesbian within the first 30 seconds. What?
Flashbacks at 2 a.m. and a good one-handed keyboard.
I love me. I love me some lesbians. I'm just saying, they're all great.
I am a lesbian.
Oh, true story.
Chris is.
True story. Back when I lived in Lafayette, there was a gay bar.
All your good stories start off like this.
I don't know if it's a gay bar really, because it wasn't really a.
This gay
I
bar
don't
in
know if
Lafayette.
I've never been. It's not what I picture as a gay bar, but the owner was gay, and there was a lot of people who frequented it that were gay.
And you used to go there to pick up men.
I mean,
Every time I went there, I got laid. I don't know if it was a gay bar or not.
But regardless, Tony wore a shirt in there one day. It said 100% lesbian, and it didn't go over so well. We ended up getting kicked out, and good thing we lived right across the street.
Damn it, I grabbed the wrong shirt. This is my wife's shirt.
Because I mean, he offended people.
If that tells you anything about that period in my life, I have no recollection of living across the street from a gay bar.
Well, you were there often.
I must not have known.
What was the name of the? See, and that's the thing. Now the
Champs.
No, not
That
that
was
one.
a
It
biker bar.
No, a different one.
We was tough when we went there.
was Tony.
We told
Tony
our
wore this
bartender's
shirt.
nurse there was nothing gay about it. Not saying that gay isn't tough.
I think you just did. But anyway, so I've told this story many times about Tony wearing this shirt into the gay bar, but I look back on it right now. I don't think it was a gay bar. It was just gay frequented.
No, there was a house across the street. I remember.
Anywho,
If they were
Jesus.
serving liquor, I didn't know.
Yeah. There was a laundromat right next door, so that was convenient. Right?
yeah.
You could just drop our laundry off, go
Laundry,
next
come
door.
back. You get home, you got somebody else's laundry, and you don't know what happened.
I promise you, if I
Well,
ever
after
open a,
cross-dressing, you feel pretty gross.
That's what I was gonna say. You're like, it was a gay bar. I have a bunch of women's underwear in my laundry now.
but honestly though, if I ever open a bar, there will be a laundry next door. A
Yes.
laundromat. Yeah. It's just
If
genius.
you're in the
It's
right
marketing.
mood, any bar you go
Hold
into
on.
becomes a gay bar.
Hold on.
So true.
Laundromat, bar. Somebody was trafficking drugs and cleaning their money in that.
Us.
Yeah. I see two cash businesses right next to each other.
Well, let's just say it was very lucrative at times. Just put it that way.
Until we broke the number one rule.
Don't wear a shirt that Tony wore into the bar.
Don't get high on your own supply.
Yes, there you go. Yep, that ruins it every
Hit that
time.
button. Womp, womp, womp.
Close enough.
I think you made that,
That was
sound,
off
Brian.
The Simpsons.
Anywho, so Brian, what's on the agenda today? What do you
what-
want to talk about? I know it wasn't talking about bars and laundromats and
Give us a
the
topic,
washing.
please. I feel like we're suffocating.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. No, we were talking the other day. Me and Marty were talking the other day, and he was like, "What do you think about topics?" And I was like, "I don't know. Let me think about it for a minute." And I hung up the phone, and it took about 10 seconds.
Not even.
And I called him back, and he's like, "This is going to be a butt dials," but that's why I didn't think he was answering for a minute. And I was like, "No. Internet hate. Like, I think the three of us have experienced it on multiple levels. That
So true.
with some sort of elevated status, right?
I'm so
when you're
pissed.
seen by a lot of people, then haters come out of the woodwork because they don't like to see it because they imagine what your life is like. They don't know what it's really like, and so they're trying to tear you down.
Just like I said, we had Andrew Tate on the show today.
Exactly. So, like, Brian, in your experience, my big thing with talking to people as I'm talking about the podcast a lot, they keep going, oh, I want to do it. Oh, I want to do it. Oh, I want to do it. And my first response is, do you understand what will come with that? Hands down, no matter what, period. You are going to get a lot of people that are going to dig into your past and do the whole Google search and do everything they can to try to find everything that's bad about you so that they can do whatever they can to, for whatever reason, get on the platform and bully you and tear you down. And for people that aren't prepared for it, it can be a big mind. Sorry, Chris. I'm just going to have, every time I curse, it's going to come with a apology.
We used to say sorry, Phil.
I'm confused right now. Did Chris give up cussing?
No, he's got to
you
do the
two
beeps.
did. Yeah.
He's got to do the beat.
Oh,
did,
you're
yeah.
apologizing for the beat. Make him work. Who gives a
Well, I want to say this too. Like, also, like, you don't even need to have a big platform for people to attack you nowadays. It's just so. In this world we live in, where everybody's talking about love everybody, and we have to be acceptable to all different things, and we have to be this we have to accept all things. But when you come up with a view, like even my views, I work very hard and diligently at not expressing the things that I really want to talk about.
Because just did like all the like the first 3 minutes of the show.
I don't know. I didn't. No,
clearly not working that hard today. He's on vacation.
No. But like, you still get attacked, regardless of what you say, what you don't say. There's the same people that are saying, you can't talk about me like that, you can't do that, you can't say that, you can't say those words no more, you can't do this.
Man,
are
you,
the same
you
ones
sound
attacking.
just like them.
I know it's actually if I could get a little more hysterical in my voice.
Karen.
So I was actually just going to say that I feel like there are two names that are just deleted from naming your children anymore: Karen and Alexa.
Well, let's
true.
hope. I somehow I think
Sorry
like
to all the, we
both
just
those names
offended.
have
We
drastically
have
dropped.
just offended every Karen on the planet.
They
right
tuned
now.
out.
Karen, stop being a brat. What do you want me to do
And
about it?
Alexa, stop being a stripper.
No, don't do that.
Wait a minute. I'm confused.
Alexa, you do whatever you want to.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
don't want to feel like I'm talking to my TV and my child at the same time.
We're empowering you. Yes.
That's the problem. I feel like
kinda
somebody's going to
scary.
be yelling at their damn kids, and your TV's going to definitely call the police.
Yeah, if you name your robot after your child, or if you name your child after your, either way, it's weird.
Well, they don't have a choice. Like, I looked it up the other day. I'm like, can I rename Alexa? Because that'd be awesome.
Yeah, Amazon, Echo, and Santa.
Well, no, okay, like real names.
Leave it to the voice in the sky.
I don't
Know it all.
He didn't even have a microphone. Shut up, Chris.
You Google searched that before I even said it.
So, back to topic. Or let's start with the topic.
So speak on it, Brian. Like, how did you deal with
Not only that, like, you're dealing with it currently.
Oh.
Like, how are you dealing with and what? Like,
Right now, you want me to check my messages? We could do live action.
first instance
I'm
of
having
your
deja
like
vu.
the first one that like attacked hard, right? You got kids, wife. They didn't do anything.
Well, you got to back it up. You got to realize I was getting hate before the wife and kids. I had a lot of social media practice, and I was just talking to my wife's sister-in-law because she's a dog trainer too, and she's venturing into the unknown world of social media. She just opened a TikTok last night. Okay. She just got on Instagram, and she's talking about what do you do? And she's a professional trainer. She's very good at training her dogs, and she's saying, what do you do if people come in and say you're doing it wrong? I just don't know how well I'm going to handle that. And I'm like, I'm trying to pump her up. I'm like, listen, I will tell you, first of all, we live in a world where you got to be loving and accepting to everyone, or if you're not, we will you. It's crazy, and I feel like here's something I have to tell myself.
Those very same people who say that are the ones out here attacking people.
You've got social media in general. Yes, we know everyone's on it. But I feel like it's a breeding ground for mentally ill, extremely hateful, nasty people. And I visualize a lot of the people. Like right now, I've got a video that's got almost 7 million views. And it's got like 400,000 comments. And I promise you, at least 10,000 of them are nasty and hateful. And the people are saying, some of the stuff that people say, it's hard to just let go over your head. But I've actually got a copy and paste saved in my notes, reply to them. And this is how it goes. It goes, and a lot of them are talking about, it's dog training videos, and it's my 9-year-old
Go ahead and put your plug in here. What's your handle?
Kingdom Bully Kennels on YouTube and TikTok.
So hate them as much as you possibly
Put that in
can.
there, Chris.
Yes, and it's my 9-year-old daughter who's 80 pounds, and she's handling these bullies that are 120 pounds. A lot of people got opinions on bullies.
Now, bullies meaning dog, not bullies meaning
Yes.
kids at school that are 120 pounds.
American bullies, XL American bullies. If you don't know what that is, they've taken the terrier pit bulls, they've took bulldogs, and they've took mastiffs, and they've created their own breed. And they're about the most friendly. Their goal when they created the breed was to make the pit bull, of course, bigger, and a little less of a working dog, more of a family-friendly pet. But most people don't know that. So the majority of the people commenting on these videos think they're pit bulls.
Yeah.
And they say all kinds of stuff to where she shouldn't be handling it, or there's no way that she could handle this dog if it got mad, or that her training techniques are horrible. But any of these comments, I say, well, I appreciate, parentheses, your expert advice.
Yep.
I have a brilliant idea. Why don't you start your own YouTube channel where there maybe people will give a about your opinion? And then I put ... shrug emoji, but probably not. And what I'm trying to do is be a mirror and reveal, in my mind, the people that hate. Because I go back, and I promise you, sometimes I get triggered by political posts. I want to comment, but I don't.
Right.
Never in my vast experience, 6 years, intense social media influencer, have I been scrolling and stopped to hate on what somebody else is doing. So I picture this middle-aged man wearing
That's
whitey-tighty...
sexist, by the way.
Yes, probably. Whitey-tighty underwear,
Okay.
living in his mother's basement, covered in Cheetos,
Okay.
and he's just scrolling.
Chris? I'm just kidding.
He's just scrolling.
Chris.
He's just scrolling, and he's looking for something to hate. You've got to be at an all-time low. You've got to be in a nasty state to, like right now, it's a 9-year-old girl with a very successful video on social media, and you want to pick her apart. And I've even had people say, I hope she gets I'd like to see her get her face ripped off. That's just nasty stuff. And and thousands of them. And people critiquing on how we train. Oh, that dog's only performing because it's got treats. And of course, I want to defend and go, well, do you know that I take this dog to a clinical treatment center every week and I walk it with no treats and it behaves really well. We take it to stores. Yep. You know, if you don't train dogs with treats,
What's the reward? Right?
Would you go to work if you didn't get paid?
Right. You get a treat too. It just comes in a financial aspect.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, there's only two ways to train a dog. One is with treats and positive, and one is with correction.
Yeah.
And either one you do, there's somebody that's saying you're doing it wrong or you're an idiot or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But they're not only, I don't mind it when they say it to me, they're saying it to a 9-year-old girl on a cute little video. Thousands and thousands and thousands. But I've had a lot of practice. In order to go on social media, and this is the problem because the world today, you've got everybody on social media. Teenagers, people that aren't secure with themselves, people that are depressed, people that are suicidal or going on social media. In order to do it and
Mentally ill.
Yeah, and do it well, you've got to be incredibly secure with yourself.
Yep.
Nothing that they say is going to change the way I feel about me or what I'm doing. I mean, really on a social media, on a mass viral platform, the haters are helping me just as much as the people that like us.
If not more.
Yep.
Which is what, a lot of people are doing now, Andrew Tate, and I think, what's his name?
That's why they say there's like no such thing as bad publicity, right? Like,
Yeah, not on social
you're not
media.
doing anything right until there's people hating on you, in my opinion. Like, that's when you know you've reached a level. Back in the day, people used to say, let me know when your life is a mess, and I'll tell you you're finally a success.
Yeah.
Right? Because it took a lot of hard work, it took a lot of pressure, it took a lot of stress, it took a lot of, like, multiple
mistakes and failures
and things that you have to carry around. And once your life is a complete disaster, you're probably going somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it works.
Used to, what I've actually coached people to do in the past, when people have something nasty to say, I would just block them and move on with my life. But now, when I'm at a viral level, somebody will say something and I won't even engage. Somebody else will chime in and argue with them, and next thing you know, I've got 400 comments with the fans arguing with each other, and that's gold. That's engagement. When people are commenting big long comments and they're going back and forth, all the social, and here's a little bit of social media coaching for anybody that's interested. Each platform is they're battling for your attention. Mm-hmm. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and all they want is for you not to leave their app. So anything as an influencer that you can do to keep them on the app longer, get them to comment, get them to share, get them to do anything, they like you and they're going to show your stuff to more people.
Right.
So when an argument sparks up, they love you because those people are engaged and they're going back and forth and they're staying on the app longer.
Yep.
Bam!
Well, there's a and there is a video right now on TikTok going viral, and there was this little girl, and this just made me think of this. There's this little girl, and you was talking about Allie, and there was this little girl. She's probably 8 years old, and she was talking about having braids in her hair, and she was talking to her mom. I don't know if anybody's seen that yet.
No.
She was talking to her
I
mom.
don't really scroll TikTok.
Whatever, dude. Whatever. Shut up. Anyway, she was talking about how she wanted braids in her hair, and she loved the way that the braids look, and she saw them on her. I don't know. I guess at school with some African American other girls that had braids, and she thought they were really beautiful, and she wanted to be beautiful just like those girls. And her mom was like, "Okay, we can probably make you beautiful like those girls." And it was a cute video of her wanting braids. And the viral part is this guy, older, 35, 40-year-old black man. He's like, "You cannot. I don't care if you think it's cute. You cannot appropriate our culture by wearing." And he's attacking this little 8-year-old girl. He made a, what do you call it, stitch or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He made a stitch on that video, and I was just like, what the, little girl.
And the sad thing is that guy's going viral.
He is. He's going viral because everybody now is attacking him on the video that he made. They're doing stitches. Like, hey, that's not even. There's so many cultures.
Thing, right?
There is so many cultures, way more many cultures who date back even further that have done braids. Like all cultures, Indian, Asian, and you name it, they do braids in their hair. It's part of their culture, And he's like, "You're an idiot," which is making the whole thing go viral. It's just like, it doesn't matter. Like, you feel it necessary.
Oh, it matters. There's a whole brand that says it matters.
Well, you know what I mean, though? Like, right.
That was so bad.
You're a
you
bad
said
person.
you wanted to offend some people. Come on.
But there is, I mean, to literally stop yourself and
just
say,
hit the
this little
tech guy.
cute 8-year-old little girl, I'm going to make a video and attack her and tell her that she can't do that because it's appropriation.
Rewrite the books in school. We got to teach these kids.
Yeah, you know
No
what I mean?
braids.
I was just like, and that's kind of the same thing. Like, how and what kind of a person are you? I don't care with Allie or with anybody. Even I don't care. Like, you want to attack people, then you're that breed. But to attack any kind of little kids is just, it's absurd to me. I don't understand it.
And that lets you know, like I said, and sometimes when I get to engage and a light bulb will come on in my head, it's like, you have to have some kind of compassion for the miserable state of existence they're in.
That must be, right?
Well, see, that was my thing. Like, I used to, back in the day, just say, post an address. I'll meet you there in 20.
I love that style.
Yep.
That's the good style. That's
Like,
what
that
we
was
need to
it.
bring
Just
back.
Give me an address. I'll meet you there in 20 minutes. And I went to so many random people's houses because people would post an address, and I'm sitting out front of the house, and the police show up. "What are you doing here, sir?" "Well, I'm just waiting for somebody who wants to beat me up on the internet, so I'm just here." They're like, "So you give us a name?" And I'm like, "I can give you like whatever they say their name is, but
Right,
yeah,
right.
sir, they don't live here." "Oh, okay." So I'm like texting them, I'm getting back on social media. You weren't here, I'm going back, and then finally I was like, "Man, I am literally wasting my time."
Well, you're
I have
lucky
to-
you wasn't contemplating that while you was sitting in the jail.
Right.
He's like, that's besides the point.
Disclaimer, ladies and gentlemen, don't do that.
Yeah, I don't recommend it. But see, there's a difference in my world between a lot of other people. Like, I'm not afraid to die, not because I'm not afraid of death. I'm afraid of being dead. I'm just not afraid of dying.
But jail sucks.
For sure. Absolutely.
It's worse than death.
But if it, like, now I'll defend my family. I don't care where I got to go. I in prison anywhere. It doesn't matter. Like, if you mess with my family, be ready.
Yeah.
But
That's how every
back
man
then,
should
I
think.
treated myself like that. It was like, now it's a pride thing. That's what it was. I was like, I'll show you, right? And
Ego,
that's,
pride,
That's
yeah.
how that started. Now it's more of like a, man, I feel bad for you. I really do. Like, I genuinely.
It's really
I will,
too bad
I will
because
genuinely pray
I've got
for
a
you.
list of names I would send you.
Like, I will genuinely pray for you. And what I don't understand is like you were saying, these are the people that stand up and say bullying is wrong and all these things are wrong, and yet there is more bullying happening right now on the internet than ever.
Ever.
And it's because there's no responsibility for it. So you're going to come and you're going to cancel us on YouTube because of something that we say, but you won't go cancel the person's account that drives the argument saying nasty, hateful things because it sparks your algorithm.
Yep. Yep. Because there's a hidden agenda.
Oh, of course there is. It's called money, and a lot of it.
You see how I'm hitting all the keywords?
Yeah.
Woo! I'm good at this.
So our special guest today is our what do you call that? Search engine optimization robot,
SEO.
also known as
Go back and put that in the background.
SEO
No, but, like,
Brian.
How has your family handled it, Marty? You can speak on this too. Like with people that they absorb some of this no matter what, right? My mom went through a lot of crap because it was popular. It was in the club scene in California, so a lot of people knew me. And then social media hit, and all the hate came out. And you're this, you're that. And I had people coming to the house, my parents' house. Like that's when I started getting into that. Just tell me where you're at. I'll meet you.
Well,
there.
I
You don't
haven't
need to
had
come to
no.
my parents' house.
Thank God, I haven't had nobody coming to the house. I shield, like Allie don't know. I've talked to her a little bit about people being ridiculous, and we kind of laugh it off, but she don't read the comments. She don't even have YouTube.
Okay.
It's just me in control.
Yeah.
My wife knows quite a bit of it, but she also knows. I don't know if this is a bragging point or not, but I kind of consider myself a master. It's like I have some hidden aggression.
Look at him.
I don't. I'm not mean or hurtful.
You can be.
Just a little passive aggressive.
To you
he
intentionally,
can be.
but I know you can handle it and you deserve it. But anyway, when these people do this, I can kill a half hour real easy using my words because I'm better at it than they are.
Yep.
You know, and usually within two going back and forth, just me saying something twice, I could reveal that they're absolutely ignorant and have no clue what they're talking about. But in the it's not healthy for me.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. You get when you start down that path, which I guarantee we all have. I know I did. I used to do it. I used to get so worked up. There would be 100, 500 great comments. We love you. Thank you for what you do. All this good stuff. And there would be that one comment, and we focus on
Yeah,
that.
and eat your lunch.
That one comment by a profile with no profile picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and you're just like
Bunch of number user
and
54637.
yeah, and you're just
right.
going to town on them, and the next thing you know, you just wasted a half hour of your life, and not to mention what it did to your emotional state, and then you go down and kick the dog. You know,
Here's an interesting fact, and you'll love this, Marty.
Uh-oh.
It's a dog page, right? And usually the people that are saying the most ridiculous things and telling us that we're training our dogs wrong, when I go to their profile, they're cat people. What the is that?
Well, bud, you don't understand the intricate workings of training cats. Okay, you just don't get it.
Yeah,
And
I understand that.
yeah.
Well,
No, it's tough.
that's the thing. Like when you're spending time and energy on someone, what brought this to light was I had one person in this early age of the social media where I was like, I'm gonna just tell me where to meet you, right? I had one person give me a legit address, and when I showed up, it looked like a 12-year-old kid had just walked out of the house. And I was like, I'm not even going to justify this story in prison because I'll get my butt kicked forever if this is why I went, right? Like,
that's
this isn't
another
even
thing.
worth getting out of the truck. So I rolled down the window and I was like, you got to be joking me. Well, he was trying to prove a point to the girl that he was dating because apparently I dated her older sister somewhere.
Oh, it was an intentional
So
strike.
I was like, I'm gonna show I'm a man. Watch, I'm gonna show off to this girl and get my butt kicked for it, right? Like, but that's so I put that picture in my head.
The car and let him kick your ass, and let him video it.
That's valid, though. And that's another thing. On TikTok, I don't know how many times I've caught myself arguing rather aggressively and then stopped and checked out the profile,
Yeah.
and it's a freaking teenager.
You're like, this isn't even worth my time.
Yeah.
Like, I can't justify, I value my time, and there's no value in arguing with you right now because it literally will not go anywhere. You're not going to read
there's
anything
really-
I say.
and that-
What they say when you argue with an idiot, you only prove that there's two,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. I don't know, like arguing. There is some arenas for healthy debate.
Yeah.
Healthy.
Yeah.
But I don't know that arguing is ever a good use of anybody's time.
But if
You
there's
know?
not any intellectual properties in the sentence that I read, there's no grounds for a debate to follow, right? Like, I don't know what
Which
you
is-
just said, and it's not because I'm dumb. It's because you are, and I don't know what you're talking about right now, so I can't even argue with that.
Yep. And I had a lot of practice on taking it at myself. But then when I started this page with Sam and Allie on it, it opened me up again. because I caught myself getting offended, getting triggered and stuff. And that's why I told you guys, I literally copied a response, and I don't respond to most of them, but the really good ones I do. But that was my way of giving a politically correct response without getting personal. Just telling them, create your own page.
It's passive aggressive.
It is, but it's true because everybody wants to criticize how other people are doing things,
Absolutely.
and they're not doing it themselves,
Or anything most of the time.
I mean, I respect anybody that's doing anything. They're putting themselves out there. They're putting in all the work. At least if you can't find common ground with them, respect the hustle. Respect that they're doing something instead of trying to pick it apart. I guarantee you that these people that got time to scroll social media looking for things to get offended or pissed off or hateful at, they can't be having that productive of a life.
Oh, for sure. 1,000%.
They just can't.
Yeah. And that was my saying. Like, what arguing with you, even debating with you, if it doesn't have any validity to it, is literally pointless. Like, I've got other things that I need to do right now, and so I'm not going to justify this with any sort of response. I'm just going to send you a little thumbs up emoji because it was the first one on my little keyboard, and I'm gonna move on with my life.
Copy and paste.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
Everybody
you feel that way.
in this social media ran existence that we're in today, everybody wants to deal with the masses. We're all looking for the likes. We're looking for the comments. Our social media influences are our heroes. They're the actors of 10 years ago. But you have to understand with that, which actors and famous athletes have been going through it
For years.
since it began.
Yep. Yeah.
You just have to realize with that comes a responsibility. There's no way, there's nothing you can do that pleases everybody.
Ever. Yep.
If you're trying to build a brand, if you're trying to get out a message, if you're trying to build a business, you've got to look past the bullshit and stay focused. If you try to please everybody, you'll end up canceled. Like the culture.
I think that's what it is too. You got to develop
Cancel culture.
and when we first started, Brian, we definitely didn't have thick skin, but it's something that you develop after a lot of mistakes and trial and error and going into the depths of following Alice down the hole and realizing, holy crap, what am I doing? This is ignorant. This is not productive. I'm not getting through to them. They're not getting their points through to me. One, because their points are ignorant, and two, they're too ignorant to understand mine. Right? So that's the point.
Think about this. Let me ask you this: the ones that you like. Let's say the guy you've been sending me on TikTok.
Yeah.
If he has a lot of haters,
I'm sure he does.
does it bother you or affect the way you think about it? His content?
No, not at all.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the people that you like and that you're passionate about, and you get something from what they're saying or what they're doing. Does it change when you see 15 nasty comments picking them apart and
Typically,
saying stuff about them?
and what used to happen with us, especially when we used to go live all the time, somebody would say something nasty, and then the squad would come in. You'd have about 50 comments below that of people that loved us and liked us, and they would just like unload on this person. We usually wouldn't even have to say nothing at that point. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I literally did. I stopped. If it was too nasty, I would block them. Why? Because I don't want them to continue to make those comments on every video that we put out. Because them haters, man, they're watching you. They'll follow you just as hard as a fan.
Harder, probably.
So if they say something vulgar or I thought was just a little bit overboard, a little bit negative, or some criticism, or a little bit of a nasty comment's okay. But then there's way off the edge, and you just block them.
Yeah.
Block them, and you don't have to worry about ever seeing it again.
My
So
block
can I block
button's
you
strong.
and still keep you as a subscriber?
Anywho,
I
guys,
think you might be able to. It has an option that you can hide them, which means I could still be on there, but you won't ever see it.
Nice.
I think, if I understand that correctly.
YouTube knows what's going on.
All right.
I was coaching somebody the other day.
You're looking at me. I'm not in the freaking.
So I was
short.
coaching somebody the other day, and we were talking about the reality of how to make things change. And so I said, what can I do to help your life? And he said, well, can you give me some advice? I said, no, I'd like to keep coaching you.
right.
And what that led to was the reality of the way that I got my body to change was I hyper-focused on a situation where I would actually spend 20 minutes every morning and 20 minutes every night meditating. And during that process, I'd put a picture in my head of what I wanted to look like. Mm-hmm. So as I was going through this bodybuilding situation and I wasn't getting lean and I wasn't like, my body wasn't responding and I was starting to panic, and I just decided I was going to calm down and I was going to sit with myself for a moment. I was going to tell my body what I wanted it to look like. And even the day before I stood on stage, I didn't think I looked like that. It wasn't until I saw a picture that I went, holy crap, it worked.
Yeah.
Because I still was struggling to see it, but I was so focused on it that when I got on that stage and I looked at that picture, I was like, I did it.
I arrived.
Like, I did it. It actually worked, right? And I believe that to be the path to life, that you actually have to spend time focusing and imagining, and this is where you create from the unknown. Like, none of us believe in the unknown, yet we can go down the street trying to predict all these things, like, is that person going to cut me off? Am I going to hit this red light? We try to predict all these things constantly. It's how we spend most of our day. However, when that truck sideswipes you, you realize that the unknown does exist, and that's where things really get created. So because you were so focused on all these bad things, I believe that's where that accident happened.
Yeah.
Because you were attracting it.
Damn.
That's good shit.
That was some guru bro.
Yeah, manifestation is real. We'll talk about manifestation. How much you got on that?
Visualization.
So, guys.
See, you don't like it when you're on the spot, huh? I'm like dripping sweat over here after that one. I was like,
Guys,
damn,
we
I gotta stay
have
on target.
I'm going to end this because we have a part 2 coming up next week. If you guys want to watch this, you need to subscribe to the channel and so you don't miss the show next week. Part 2 with Mr. Brian Kendrick and Brian Gordon on the show. Do not miss it. We're going to talk about some real hardcore offensive stuff
You don't want to miss.
Yes.
Stuff.
Can you manifest things into your life, and we're going to tell you how to do so.
Thanks.
Part 2. Thank you.
Things.
We love you.
Everything.